All right, let me know if this works. God, I hate technology. All I want to do is make money. There he is. All right, you can hear me. Sweet. Good. I was about to get on my soapbox, and y'all weren't going to hear it, so I'm glad you were able to hear it. So here we go. All right. So here's the deal. Every morning I told y'all I get up in the morning, I make my cappuccino, I make my latte, my coffee, my espresso. I sit at this table, my office, and I start doing my market research. Market awareness, market research, macroeconomics. That takes precedence over any stupid chart you could look at. That includes my 8, my 21, my squeeze momo, includes all that. So if you're research, market awareness, learning what the big guys are playing, learning what Joe Biden is about to say, Trump, whoever the president is at the time, I don't care. Learning what these people are saying, learning how these things affect the market, learning that the California shipping port is overrun right now, learning that consumer industrial products are at all-time highs, inflation is already here, whether or not Jay Powell wants to blab it out of his mouth or not yet or not. It's here, and it's only going to get worse. So anyway, taking all that into account, I get on Twitter, which is part of my morning routine because I have a lot of trusted people on there that I like to follow. And plus, even besides that, people post breaking news on there pretty quick. So anything that I've missed, oh, okay, well, there it is, and I'll go research it. So anyway, Twitter still, which is one of the aggravating things about this market, is that still everyone's like, oh, everything is red, 1%. Man, we'll be 420 end of day. Buy calls. Just risk-free buying, which is the whole problem with this market. Like, people don't understand. Like, you can't risk-free buy forever. Yes, since March 25th, since March 2020, you've been able to risk-free buy pretty much the entire time, with the exception of a few months, and get away with it and make a killing. I did. Tesla, Amazon, Apple. I made a killing. Boeing. But now reality is about to whip it out and smack you right in the face, because you can't do risk-free buying. When I sit there and look through Twitter, what does that tell me? I think there's going to be one of the biggest dumps ever coming, because all these people are like, oh yeah, 420, whatever. Red day, 420, buy calls. Meh, doesn't matter. And that's all people think about. They don't think about the tremendous downside that we have. We don't think about here, you're on the top of Mount Everest, and there's nowhere to go except down. From a macroeconomic standpoint, from an analytic standpoint. So yeah. And on top of all that, on top of my market research, even the charts are agreeing that this thing is going down. So this thing, this is the 1 year chart. I think I clicked on the 1 year. Yeah, this is the 1 year chart. Squeeze Momo is dying. Heavily extended above the 200. We're 15+% extended over the 200. 6 month chart. Got a little red forming on the Squeeze Momo. See that little bit of red right here forming? It's forming. George Foreman. Coming down. All my indicators are starting to squeeze together. I've since added the 34. I'm going to add the 55 and the 89 EMA. So spoiler alert, those are coming. Stacked EMAs, man. EMAs are the lifeblood. Keep this thing simple. It's starting to break below. It's already broke below the 8 EMA. 8 EMA is already starting to roll over on the 6 month. This thing's coming down. 3 month. Same thing. Got a lot of squeeze momentum coming on the 3 month chart right here. And then, of course, we have today. I was slightly off, though, I will say. I was expecting this to fill the gap, especially when I saw this buying volume come in. The squeeze momentum went green. No, that's the 1 minute chart. Sorry. When I saw the squeeze momentum turning green here on the 5 minute chart, I thought we were going to come up and fill this gap. But we got this double top right off this shmammy right here. And then the sellers took over and brought this thing down. And here we are going again. Sellers are starting to take back over again. So the squeeze momentum is fitting in this tight range. We haven't had anything break out. You can kind of see right here. It's funny when I actually use my finger to point to the screen. And obviously y'all can't see what happens. So, yeah, but look. Squeeze momentum oscillations are shorter than yesterday, and they're shorter than the day before. So actually, no, they're not. They're the I was looking at pre-market, so no, they're not. But we're in this chop range. Look what happens here. Observe when the squeeze of momentum does this, we get this chop. So what I'm looking for is a breakdown. We need to break yesterday's lows to be super long on some puts. Yesterday's range right there. I'm still looking for a good VWAP indicator on my trading view because they're terrible. So I got to find one that's not like got crap all over it. Like it's VWAP, just make it simple. Why do people have to overcomplicate things? So I need options millionaire chart setup. If this is too convoluted, I've since added the MACD back to this because I hated losing the visibility on that, even though it is a little clumpy. But who do I follow on Twitter? The ones off the top of my head are man, I just completely spaced. Gary Black is a big one. Here, I'll bring him up right now. Zero Hedge is good. He posts a lot of stuff that's very opinionated, but I do like to follow him because he's very good at posting stuff pretty quickly. Gary Black is a good one. Julian Komar is fantastic. I don't follow his trading strategy, but I do love his philosophical posts. It's fantastic. I mean, it's on the money about trading. CNBC Finance, of course. A bunch of others. I'll make a list of these and post these later. Another rejecting off the 200. So good. If anybody has any questions about this morning, what's going on, what's expected, what's my mind thinking, please shoot them in the Discord or shoot me a DM, YouTube, optionsmillionaire2020@gmail.com. Today was one of the easier plays. Like I was even cell phone trading, and I had such high confidence that this thing was going down that I found a good entry and I took it, and I made 30% off of it. So yeah, I mean I definitely got questioned a lot in the Discord, which is great. I like being questioned. I like military, especially me, which if you are some sort of manager or leader in whatever your community is, or you're in military, I mean, I take this to heart. A leader that cannot be questioned is a questionable leader. So if my men are questioning me, if I have a bunch of people questioning me, that tells me one thing. Or it tells me at least a few things. One of them is, are they wrong or am I wrong? Let me at least do a temporary analysis quickly of what's going on here and make sure I'm right. I like being questioned. Makes me double down on my system. So yeah, we did this gap down. My only question was, how far was this going to bounce? Because I know the gap was right here in the 419-ish level. So I thought we were going to fill that. We didn't. I do think there's more downside here. I do think we'll pop down this 416.70 level and go further down. So, and here we are. I'm going to take a look at the VIX. Every time I hear VIX, those Italian movies, and it's like, hey, I'll give you this loan, but I want 15 points above the VIX. That's what it reminds me of. OM didn't see your play this morning. I didn't post it in my only plays because I was cell phone trading and I was outside doing stuff. I didn't have time to get it over there, so I just took it. It was a very quick trade. It unfolded very quickly. So the VIX is 18-7 right now. 18.7. So definitely have this trend upward. If this thing goes above 20, we're talking Armageddon. It'll be Independence Day movie. What am I thinking? I got my mind's racing a million miles a minute. Yep, I posted my play earlier. It wasn't a call out for my terms of entry point, but I posted my screenshots. I wasn't able to put that very quickly. So I knew if I was able, by the time I posted that in the play, the entry point would have been there, and I would have lost people money. So I'd hurt somebody. So I didn't want to do that. But here I am. We're going to get another trade in here soon. I didn't. No, I did not cover it. I'm about to though. That's a great idea though. So people are asking what my confidence is or how I found my confidence in that play. The big confidence was this market sentiment. Like I do all my research, looking at the charts, looking at the whole market. Like this thing's going down. Like I knew that. So let me. Some stuff. Do you typically fill a market or do you have a limit? That's a very common question. It's a very common question. I never fill at market. Never, 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 never. I don't care how tight the spread is, which usually, especially with SPY on my options contracts, they're 1 cent apart. I never, never, never fill market. Just because I like to have full and complete control out of my investments. Down to the second, down to the cent. So I always do limit buys, limit sells, always. There are horror stories if you put in a market order and you get filled with some crazy amount that someone had put in. Although that doesn't happen in SPY, it's too tight. But if there's a for some reason you get hit with a gigantic move in volatility, you could get something you don't want. Plus, I just like to, I like to have full control over that's the whole purpose of it. So my play was I did the May 5th 415 puts. And what I was doing, I was watching this spike. Here we go. I'm gonna zoom in here. I was watching the spike. Granted, I was on my trading view on my phone. And I had it hamburger hot dog view, so it was looking at it. I saw this spike. And I saw it come back down. Everyone's like, oh, it's a sell-off, and I saw it bounce. So what I was doing, I was watching this 8. I was watching the blue line. Because I know the squeeze momo was turning bright green, dark green over and over and over again. So I was watching this line. I saw the 8 bounce back up. I was like, oh, it's pretty much bounced off the 21, pretty close to it. When I saw this come up and then bounce off the second level, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I saw the rejection. I saw the 8 cross down, and right somewhere in here is when I took the buy, when I took the put. I saw this thing right here, the squeeze momo go dark green. I didn't anticipate losing the gray cross that soon, but then this whole engulfing red candle took it over, and I was like, oh, okay, well, this is a good position. Held this position all the way down. I closed it somewhere over here. It was 27%. Like I said, it was on my phone. I'll have to go back and look at the timestamps. Closed it somewhere over here. When I saw these green candles start to form, and there was some more upside to it. Like I think I sold it here because I remember checking back on it, and it continued on down a little bit. So luckily, I didn't lose too much downside because it did come back. But the trade was here, entered here, and it was exited somewhere in here. So it was about a 27% play. So anyway, if that doesn't help, let me know. I'll be happy to dial that in a little bit more. As you can see, I've got the 34 AMA posted on here. I'm going to start and include a few more EMAs just to narrow down my entry points. I want to tighten these up a lot more. Good questions, though. Good questions. So right now, yeah, I got the squeeze momentum. This is the 5-minute chart. Squeeze momentum starting to die off again. Volume is so low, like I'm not really jumping on another position yet. I'm going to wait for volume to pick up a little bit and something to get a little more directive. Stand by. And I'm back. Sorry. Mom poked her head in for a second. She had a quick stop by. But I'm back. Howard, you're funny. I mean, no. I mean, that just shows how confident I was in my setup. You know, if I'm able to make that kind of money on my cell phone, it just tells you how confident I was. Yep, we still are waiting for another position. I do want to take another position. I believe there's more volatility to come. I do not think we're going to sit here in this range all day. So I do anticipate playing another another position. And this one I'm on my computer, so I will post it. Good questions. Do you have a Twitter handle? I do have a Twitter handle. I'm not really advertising too much right now because I'm in the process. I'm going to create one that's specifically for my new Options Millionaire name. So it's just what I used to trade under when I was just posting my stuff, not even doing anything, just posting my handle. But right now it's InvestFits. InvestFits, F-I-T-S, but that's going to change shortly. So don't get too hung up on that one. Yeah, let me take a look at the Titan view. You followed the TikTok account. Thank you. Yeah, I saw a lot of chatter. I guess I trust me, I'm with you. Like I hate TikTok myself for the purpose of entertainment. I think it's a time waster. I think all it is a bunch of females shaking their rear end parts and their top end parts. So I hate it. However, when I flip through there, I mean, it's been recommended by a lot of IT people on this forum. On this forum about exposure, because I do want to grow this. Like, this is an OM brand. I think I want to help people, especially because I wasn't planning on doing any of this. And I started flipping through there, and there's so much misinformation, man. Like 18-year-olds who happen to do pretty well on GameStop who are now like, this is what I'm buying. This is what I'm putting 100% money in. And all it is a list of penny stocks. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, this is what people are taking financial advice from. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to post my stuff, and I'm going to try to get all that out of there. Like, if I could filter all that crap out and get people to listen to reason, like that's why I decided to do it. So I'm with you. I do not like TikTok either. I don't look at it other than now to do this stuff, to spread the word on this OM strategy. So Instagram is better than TikTok, in my opinion, which I haven't got an Instagram. I probably will. Out of all the out of all the social medias like Facebook, Instagram, all that crap, I like Instagram the best because it's just pictures. It's not, posts and all that crap. I hate wordy posts. I have a Facebook for my personal account. Rarely use it. Literally all of TikTok. Like I put in like hashtag investing and I clicked on it to look at all the posts that are under that hashtag. All it is penny stocks, penny stock. How I made 200% in February. It's like, yeah, whatever, schmuck. 200%. So anyway, that is my soapbox for that. So I just came up with the growth of the brand. We need a Discord channel for strictly testimonials. Lock it up. We have to ask permission to be able to post in there and go on it. Hey, I like that. Testimonials. I like that. All right, getting a little breakdown of the action here. Squeeze Momo is starting to cool. I am looking at some puts again. It'll be the same ones. Actually, you know what? Well, okay. No, I'm going to stick for y'all. I'm going to stick with the same ones. I would go something a little bit more aggressive because this would be a smaller position size since this will be my second trade of the day. But I'll stick with the normal ones since I didn't post them. Selling memberships to their Discord. Yep. Don't get me wrong. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I'll find a way to monetize this, but I will never do it by charging y'all. And these dudes are like charging like 50, 60, 70 bucks, $100 per person just a month to join their Discord. Like, no, that's not an entrepreneur. That's trying to scout people of their money just for sharing information. All right, so we're getting breakdown here. 8, 21, and this new 34 is all stacked negatively. Squeeze Momo is descending. Thanks for your service. Hey, appreciate that. Yeah, my pleasure. Trust me. What I do is so amazing and so cool. Like, it's hard for me to be thanked because it's just one of the best jobs in the world. That's why I'm still doing it. Military aviation is probably one of the pinnacle in terms of career. So in the 5-minute chart, we're definitely looking like some breaking down here. I'm very close to taking some puts. Stand by for 1 second. Setting up a few more things here. All right. You wear red on Friday? No, but the market does. Bazinga. Good Tiger Woods reference, though. I like it. All right, so Tesla is back to being green. Amazon is green, although they're not up as much as they were this morning. Everything else is pretty much bright red. VIX is at 18.7. They're up $1. or 1 point, and it's 6.19% gain on that. 10-year yields are a little bit down, not much, negligible. Hate those things anyway. Travel down, everything is down about 0.5%. Oil is down, taking a hit today. What sign are we waiting for? OM. All right. Well, we're breaking down here. It appears, but there's just so little volume. I'm waiting for a volume one way or the other. I'm waiting for. I mean, I've already got the stacked EMAs, which is good. That points me in the right direction. Stacked EMAs means the 8 is under the 21, which is under the 34. 34 I've since added. It's just another level of confidence. So I'm eventually going to add the 55, which I'll go ahead and do that so you can kind of see what this is going to look like. Indicators. And I've always played moving averages, and the more moving averages you add, the more level of confidence you have when they agree. So that's why I'm choosing to do that. So I need that one, and let's give me this one. Give me 2 of them. I don't know. Let's make that orange. Whatever. And then this EMA, we're going to make this one. Let's do it pink, or like a light burnt orange type thing. All right, so we've got these EMAs. You've got the 8, the 21, the 34, the 55, the 89. So in an optimum put scenario, this is exactly what you want. It's called a stacked EMA. So when you're looking at puts, everything is in line. They're not mixed together. The 8 is not up here above the 34. So everything's in line. The 89, the 55, the 34, the 21, and the 8. When you're taking calls, you want it to be the exact opposite the other way around. The 8's up here, the 89's on the bottom, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to start to include these more and more as the time goes on, just because for me they're confirmatory. That's all it is. I want them to be stacked, and then I want the price to be going away from the stack. So bouncing off this 8 and coming down, along with the squeeze Momo. So, and then you can better identify layers of support and resistance. So right here, I'm going to be looking at that 55 EMA as resistance because it's popping right off of that. But this is one of the reasons why I'm eyeing put so much, because we've got these stacked EMAs. We've got the squeeze momentum is dying off and entering to the red side. We're still in a squeeze here. We've been in a squeeze since 10:30 my time, which was an hour and a half ago. So for an hour and a half, we've been in this squeeze. And we're starting to break to the downside. We only saw 4 periods, so 20 minutes worth of squeeze, or squeeze release to the downside. And that was on the 5-minute chart when things were starting to accumulate. So I'm just waiting for a break to the downside. But even still, this is still such a small oscillation. There's virtually no volume here. And you know why? Because people know this thing's topped out. There's no one buying up here. You don't climb to the very tip top of Mount Everest and say, all right, let me climb another 1,000 feet. You ever watch that show, like Mount Everest, like the climbing shows? Once you get to the top, time to come back down. Me too, Cold Justice. Me too. Anyway, great questions, great comments. If you have any more questions, concerns, if you anything you want me to answer for you, shoot them at me. Shoot them at me. So yesterday's low is right here at this line, 416.49, 416.45 ish. It's not right on the money. So both in pre-market we formed a low, and then we formed another low in trading hours at 10:30 our time. And EMAs are stacked. I mean, things unless things completely reverse, and my watch list is completely green or red except for Tesla and Amazon. I knew Amazon was going to be green today. I mean, they have a lot of action behind them, and there's hint of a split. If that thing splits, it's going to go crazy. So, the 50 and the 200 SMAs. I use the 200 for usually longer terms. The 50 I'll put in and out, but I don't necessarily need it all that much. The 200 is there. This is a red line. That's my 200. It's a red line. I usually use that for a longer time frame. If I see it start to use that as support, but that gets into the realm of, picking and choosing how I want to use my charts, which I don't want to do that. I like to take three or four key indicators and use those all the time consistently. EMAs, now the squeeze Momo. The volume is always number one. RSI is one of my favorites, which right now is trending neutral. So it's just more validation that there's no volume here. This thing is just bleh. You're welcome. Why is your 8 EMA different? Your periods could be different. This is the 5-minute chart. I couldn't tell you that beyond that. Yeah, the blue is the 8. You can see them identified up here. All right, so some 1-minute chart green candles are forming. The 5-minute chart right here. We've got one single green candle. Still just low volume. Pretty boring day. Yes, I do. What do I consider good volume? There's not necessarily a number put on it. I look at the volume profiles. And then I'd look at the associated numbers with it. But I don't like to put a definitely number on it because, you never know what could be good volume for a week. But you can just look at the volume profiles. Yeah, I'm going to mute that. So this tells you the amount of volume at a certain price. The distribution of volume on the histogram. But if you look this morning, we had a decent amount of volume. Like it was above most of what yesterday was, and the day before, and the day before. You can see it here, here, here. Now it's way down here. It's just killed. It's lower than it's been. So definitely the sellers and the buyers have left the building. Are we seeing a reversal here? I don't think so, but I don't. My gut tells me that this is not a reversal, but I'm looking for. I'm just looking for the confirmation. As of now, every single green candle is being sold off, just like yesterday in the morning time. Same thing. So now I'm just gonna say except there is no V here. There's just flat. Well, I wouldn't say it was a mirror image of the past 2 days. I mean, this is a pretty significant moves one way or the other. Right now, we're just trading in this little bitty range. So. Yep. Sorry, I don't know what the problem is. Mine's definitely the 8. Which charting platform are you using? So once again, look, we approached the 55 here, 55 EMA. Gonna bounce right off. So this key level here, we're in this downtrend, and it's using that as resistance. Popped right off that, popped right off it again. Here we go downward again. So 15-minute chart, we're entering the squeeze here on the 15-minute, but all the EMAs are still stacked, and this thing's bounced right off the 8 EMA on the 15. It's using the 8 as a guide here. 1 hour chart. Same thing. So the 8 EMA is starting to cut through these on the 1 hour chart, and we're about to release the squeeze to the downside on the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour chart, selling volume is building. I'm sorry, selling momentum is building, not volume, momentum. Boring stuff. All right, questions. Anybody have anything for me? I know you all want to sit here and watch this crap, listen to my voice. So, questions, concerns, coaching. You got any questions for me about your system that you need clarification on? There's 100 people in here. I'm sure some of y'all got questions. My account boatloads of money. So yeah, the 8 EMA, their EMAs are still keeping in line. Pineapple and pizza, yay or nay? Good question. My entire life, I was on the aisle of no pineapple. Like, I thought it was ridiculous for you to put pineapple on pizza. Until I had a local pizzeria here that did just that. They took very, very small pieces of pineapple and put them on top. Like, chopped it up small. Great seasoned ham on it. Not just like little flaps of ham. It was like chunks of ham. Like real home-cooked ham. And then they drizzled honey on it on top of the whole thing. Fantastic. Pieces of bacon, too. Chunks of bacon. Unbelievable. They call it the swine pig. Or the swine pizza or something like that. Can the system be applied to other underlyings in the same manner? Be more specific. Sad face, RIP Pizza Gig. Pineapple, pepperoni, and bacon pizza will change your life. It's got to be good though. I still don't like the big old fat chunks of pineapple. It's too much. Like the smaller chunks just did like a hint of pineapple, a little bit of sweetness with the bacon and the meats. Amazing. What's your opinion on hike and ashi? I have no opinion. I need to do some research on it because that question keeps getting asked. I haven't used them. Oh yeah, absolutely. Can it be applied to other ticker crypto and futures? Absolutely. In fact, I know people at work that trade crypto exclusively, and all they do is use this style of system to pop in and out of crypto every day, all day, 7 days a week, and he makes a killing because you can trade crypto 24/7, and all he does is pattern the oscillations, uses this chart system, and he does very well with it. What do you reckon is the high? I like the word you use, reckon. What do you reckon is the highest number of contracts in each option that is viable before it's too impractical to buy or sell? Don't necessarily completely comprehend what you're asking. Are you saying like meet for my comfort level? Like, would I be comfortable buying like 300 contracts? Something like that? Thoughts on if we go range bound for a bit before pulling back? Yep. I think we'll stay here for at least another few minutes, another 30 minutes. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Someone asked, would I be willing to share my long-term investments? Is that what it said? Would you be willing to share your long-term shareholdings? Not specific details, but I'll be happy to go over a few of my ideas. Right now, I've got my, of course, I got my TSPs and all my long-term retirement accounts, but I've got also a separate trading account that's for long-term purchases. I'd rarely sell anything from it. I usually add. Last time I sold anything from it is when I closed my Tesla position back in late fall, early winter, because I thought Tesla had peaked after doing very well all year on it. And, of course, it went on to 900. So, yeah, great. Can never time the top. But I had Tesla, don't have it anymore. I will re-enter if I see some forming at the bottom here. It's too volatile for me to rebuy a position there. I have a lot of various REITs, which highly recommend. They're dividend paying. Just a great way to build wealth. If you find some good REITs, which were hammered, is great because REITs were hammered in 2020. Obviously with the pandemic, and now they're on the upswing. 2020 was a great time to buy up some REITs entry points. Facebook, Boeing. Boeing's one of my key positions. Southwest Airlines is a fantastic airline. Apple, Amazon, Raytheon, Google, stuff like that. Very strong accounts that are going to go on forever, supposedly. So yeah, that's about it. REITs are the big one that are non-standard. Real estate shares. Yep, real estate investment trusts. They pay, I think, forget me if I'm wrong, I might step on my foot here, or put a foot in my mouth, but I believe to be a REIT, you've got to be, I think 95% of your revenue has to go towards dividend payments to the shareholders, if I'm correct. So REITs are fantastic. TRTX is a great one. I think they're paying 45 cents a share right now. 50 cents a share, something like that. So, yeah. couple of, well, I have a lot of those. And, those do very well with dividends. So, Do you ever have multiple positions open? For example, would you put in SPY? It continues to tank and open up another position to increase puts. Yes, I would. Once I see some volatility come back into the market, which means a large move that's going to trend down to the 410, 408, 405 area, absolutely I'll do that. I'll take multiple positions at once. You all have to remember, like, I did not plan on doing that. That brings up another conversation topic, because my trading style is I do that. Like, I will double down on a winning position. I'll never ever double down. Well, 99% of the time, I'll never double down on a losing position. If it's a losing position, it's losing for a reason. It's a bad entry point. So you have to remember, the human mind goes by habit. When you're under a stressful situation, you fall back to your habits. So you want to make those habits as strong and as integral as possible. And if your habit is to double down, that's what you're going to do. If you face a negative 30 position, you're going to have in your mind, your habitual mind, this is going to go back up, so I'm going to double down on it. And then you get smashed with another 30% loss. That's even worse. So, yeah, I never double down. All that to say, I've been learning how to trade publicly for a month now, because I wasn't planning on having a Reddit and a Discord and having 2,500 people follow my plays. So I've been taking a little more caution than I normally would, just because, I want to build a reputation. I want you to see me win all the time, make those 50% gains. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm kind of like, all right, well, I'm just going to play my system. I'm going to play Maze Me. Not every single position can be 100 explained purely by the charts, because I'm not a chart trader. I'm a sentiment trader by what the market is telling me, and I use chart analysis to back that up. So, yeah, as we get more, all that to say is that when we do get more volatile to the upside or the downside, I will play a few more positions at once. I'll hold some different level puts. But yeah, it's a super boring day with no volume. I'm glad I got that position in this morning. Do I ever bet on GMA? No. GMA is a bad word here. I don't GME and other things like that, GME in particular right now, there's no logic in why GME is over 100, even over $50 a share right now, much less $10 a share, much less 170, whatever it is right now. So I don't even touch it. Like, you could bet on it. It's exactly what it is, the bet. But that thing should be $4, not 170. So I don't touch it. What indicators would you like to look for to start considering overnight holding overnights? Those type of indicators would come on the longer term charts. There's nothing on the 5-minute chart that would tell me to hold overnight. It would be longer term stuff. So the 1-year chart, once I start to see the momentum break to the downside like this, I'd start holding stuff overnight. I would probably take some late May puts and hold them overnight. 6-month and 3-month, same thing. I want to see this thing to release to the downside, get some gray crosses on the red. So 5-minute chart I wouldn't use for holding anything overnight. And then you have to, you also have to take in, once again, market sentiment. Like, the sentiment was very clear in February and March. That's why it was so easy for me to make so much money playing puts, because it was very clear where this thing was going. And now, up until yesterday and today, it was very clear that this thing's going up. Just by the amount of volume that was coming into the market. But now that, the past few days, it's just been nothing. So even yesterday was low volume manipulation. The divergence is strengthening. So Rhythmic says, I thought I understood how TTM squeeze indicator worked until now. Explain yourself. Let's see if I can help you. How many 3-year-olds would it take to best you in a fight? Depends where they hit you. I've gotten racked in the junk a few times by my kids, and that's enough to bring me down. If my following increased to tens of thousands of followers, would we still be able to trade the same way? Would options prices get blown out at the moment the indicators line up for buys? I'm assuming that you mean by like, would I have influence to manipulate options pricing? I don't think so. I mean, if I had maybe 100,000 followers and everybody bought, 10 to 20 to 30 grand worth of one type of option, maybe. But you're talking. I mean, you have to realize that there's hedge fund managers out there slinging millions and millions and millions and millions and billions of dollars. I would not be arrogant enough to think that I have any influence over that. Obviously, a forum can manipulate something. Look what Wall Street Bets did, But I think we're a long, long way from that. Yes, it is. Managed to. I say that. My biggest pet peeve with E-Trade right now, and if you work for E-Trade or know somebody, please smack them in the face and have them listen to this. My biggest pet peeve with E-Trade right now is on the Power E-Trade, which I love. If you've got multiple positions under one ticker, you can't close them out. At least not without doing some sort of backdoor stuff. Like all I want to do, like anybody who's familiar with Power E-Trade, you got your left side, which is over here. It's got your positions. So all you got to do is click on it and then click close, done, send the order, and you're done. If you have multiple positions, it says the ticker, SPY, and then multiple positions. That's all it says. And it doesn't give you the option to maximize it. So you have to go back into your normal E-Trade, pick which position you want to close it out, and go forth. And it takes forever, and it's a disaster. So, yeah. But you can do it. How far out of the money would you look at the late May puts? I don't have a large account. Probably $4 to $5. Here's what you want to think. Here's my view. My non-Greek theory on options trading. Yeah, sure. That's what I mean. Yeah, someone says, look at it would take millions of followers. Like yeah. So, what was I saying? What was I just saying? Oh yeah, my strike prices. So if I'm holding things overnight, I would pick about a month, 5 weeks out, and choose a strike points that's about $5 away in that direction, downside. Because here's my thinking: you don't want to choose a strike that the price is just going to get there. Like if I chose a 405 and it just barely touched 405, by the time it did that, you'd be decayed so much you would barely make any money. What I want to do is pick a strike that's closer, so $5 out. That's kind of is going to balance the outside the money with the in the money risk. Because I do think we're going to pass 415, 414, so I'll choose like late May, 411, 412-ish, somewhere in there. Let it pass that, continue on down. And that's to say I even hold it. Like I might, once I hit 30, 40, 50%, I'll go ahead and take my win and just re-up and just readjust. Wait for a new entry, but I did add a few more EMA lines. I added the 34 here, the 55, and the 89, which is the pink, orange, and light red, respectively. I did that for more confirmation. All it is more exponential moving averages. So, and I'll take those and add those out as I feel comfortable, but it's just more confirmation. That's it. Man, it's quiet here. It's quiet in the Discord. It's quiet on the charts. It's all right. It's Friday. We'll have our time in the sun. I'll check that out, Josh. Thanks. Do I have any opinions on media hyping stocks? It seems that always pump and dumps on media coverage. Do you think that's intentional manipulation or just taking profits? Definitely manipulation. I mean, that's a whole different conversation. And, there's a certain line that you start getting into conspiracy theories, and there's a certain line it's a legitimate conversation. The market is definitely manipulated. Absolutely it is. I mean, just look at, you can't say there's no manipulation and look back and stuff like Enron, look back at the 2008 market. The market's heavily manipulated. I mean, there's a reason why there's huge bumps in activity when it's not obvious. So, yeah, I definitely think it's manipulation. So, looking here, we got this little double bottom type thing forming. Squeeze momentum is still here. Until we see volume, I'm not going to say one thing or the other. Yes, this is uptrending, but we have absolutely no volume. Absolutely no volume. I mean, even here, yesterday, we saw this volume come in and take over. But here, it's nothing. It's like, just blee, nothing. So, I still think we have downside. But, especially, look, the squeeze momentum is oscillating back and forth. It came up. Got this little movement, and you know, we're heading back down to the red. So, bleh, what bleh? Someone said they heard a sound that said bleh. Is that me saying something that I didn't realize I said? Since 8 crossed to the 21, not a good entry for puts. I wouldn't buy puts right now until I see things shaking out. I wouldn't buy calls right now. There's no volume. Soundboard. I do need a soundboard for sure. I've got the volume profile up here. I'm just not using it at the moment. So you can kind of see where the volume is now attributed, which is why we're stuck in this range right here. All the volume is right there. You're waiting for the day to get a Kramer board of sounds. That's funny. Got a little something for you. Soothing music. Ease your mind on this nice Friday. I don't know about y'all, but it's beautiful here. Clear skies. Beautiful weather. And I've been here with y'all, so it shows you how much I love y'all. Tesla's up 5%, 5.4%. VIX is 18.35. Yeah, if you're looking to, that's a great comment. Someone, there's no reward for play position right now. If you are looking to play position, like right now, your guess is as good as mine. Yes, we're up trading. Yes, the 8 is crossing through the 21, but you're forgetting all the other stuff. The number one, the biggest indicator is this right here, volume. We got none of it. It's nothing, non-existent. These are just dead plays. Now you can come in here and take a position and you'll get bottomed out, or you can take a put and it goes and someone hits the buy button, put some volume into it, and we go way up here. So you're forgetting the squeeze indicator, you're forgetting the volume, you're forgetting the MACD is all right here in this neutral range, you're forgetting RSI, which is neutral. Everything right now is pointing to neutral positions, even if this is uptrending a little bit. You add more to the position as the action starts passing through the 3 lines. I'm more apt to, I would. The more confidence I have. If I see something, let's come back to over here. Let's say I see this momentum over here dying. I go ahead and take a position. Let's just say theoretically, I take a position here. Position's increasing. I see the 8 start to cross through all this stuff. I see the volume building here. I'd probably add some more here. That's a good idea. All right, things are going in the right direction. Things are going. All right, I see it cooling. I probably would close the position here, honestly. But the 8's still climbing up through everything. So, there's nothing wrong with adding position. I would definitely do that as opposed to doubling down on a losing position. If you buy a call here, let's say you buy a call, you think the price is going to keep on going up. You buy, what just happened? I don't know what just happened. There we go. Okay. So let's say you buy right here and this goes down. You definitely don't want to double down. People are like, oh, it's going to come up. So you never want to double down. See, this is what I mean. Like, Howard, this is like that. People like that, everybody is still risk off buying. There is no risk. There's no logic. It's just buy. Because the market only goes up, right? Until it doesn't. You know what the opposite of a short squeeze is? Margin calls. Thoughts on puts at the end of the day for the weekend, unless we have one more try to pop. I wouldn't buy puts right now to the end of the weekend to hold. No way. Not until we have a definitive direction that the thing's going down. I'm not holding, especially over the weekend. You're building in 2 days of delta there. Of data. So the VIX is uptrending, but right now on the 5-minute chart, it is just descending here. There's more margin debt in the market now than ever before. And when all of the brokers say, give me my money, there goes the market. That's one of the many reasons why this is going down, but that's a big one. Especially all the new traders that brought into saw the dip in the market in 2020 wanted to get back on. Looks like there is going to be some upside if the VIX is any indication, because it looks like the VIX wants to dip a little bit. If it does, you'll probably see some upside in SPY. You and everybody else waiting for the flush, and it doesn't happen. Yeah, I did see that. That's crazy. Inflation's already here. Like, regardless of what Jay Powell says, inflation's already here. Freaking make me chairman. I'll tell it to you straight. I'll get up there. Say, everyone buy puts right now. I'm just kidding. Yeah, the highest ratio, that's the Buffett indicator. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Internet bubble. Ratio of market value to GDP. It's ridiculous. But, you know, I can tell you a long list of people that's been screaming that it's ridiculous that are now bankrupt because they shorted the market in 2020. I don't have any thoughts on the butterfly shorts. I just don't play them, so I don't want to talk to them if I don't play them. Big sell incoming. So in the 5-minute chart, we do have this nice little red candle, but still in the squeeze. So until I see this right here, I'm not going to take a put. I do have puts loaded. I've got puts ready to go. All I got to do is click one mouse click and I'm in. But still, I'm not doing that yet. I'm not reaching over to my mouse anytime soon. Let's just say that. Little pop in volume there. Not much, but a little bit. Yeah, we're definitely unprecedented. But you can't go through a global pandemic that shuts down the world and come out this far extended above market value. It's ridiculous. It just flies against all economic reason. Get a lot of chatter on Reddit, and I don't have my Reddit open. I need to come out and open this thing up. Healthcare is going to make a lot of money from STDs. Tesla's down 1% from their highs. We'll see. The VIX uptick just a touch. Really? That's interesting. Yeah. Never even thought about that side of things, health side of things. So we got some big old candles forming on the 5 minute. See what's going on here. So on the 15 minute, we got a bright red candle forming on the 15. Finally got a red candle on the 5 minute. Want them stacked EMAs. What did I miss? Nothing. Just got a little red volume coming. Nothing to get all flustered about yet. I want to see take out today's lows, and then I want to see it take out yesterday's lows, which are almost identical. Almost. That's what I want to see. Get some downside in this baby. And I am looking at the May 5th 415 puts. Did you ever share a picture of your setup on Reddit? I don't think I did. I know I posted my picture of a setup one day. Just can't remember if I was on Reddit or not. But right now I've only got one monitor. It's one of those large, like 36-inch monitors that you can kind of split up in two different ones in one. So I built this setup before I was doing any kind of public, presence. I do need to modify it. I'm just waiting to get off my day shift here and go to night shift, which happens next week, so I can start doing all this stuff. But I custom built my entire office, like the shelves. I custom built the cabinets, everything. I custom built all this stuff for exactly what I wanted, which is before obviously my public, presence here. So it's I only built enough room to fit the 136 monitor I got, one of those wide LG monitors that I have. So we'll have to change things up. So definitely some volume came in, some selling volume, some bright red candles on the squeeze Momo. Wait for the gray cross. But definitely this downward trend. Haven't popped above their 89 EMA since this morning. Set some stop limits. I don't know what. So someone says I want to plan my puts and go about my day. Well, like I don't know about your broker, but E-Trade allows you to set a stop and a limit. So set something you're comfortable at making. Set something you're comfortable losing. Set it. Walk away. Come back. If it's not tripped, and then you're still in this range. How do you plan your limit price? I take what I'm comfortable leaving the table with, and if I think there's a big movement ahead, I'll make it a little more aggressive. If I think we're tight, I'll make it less aggressive. There's not really a science to it. It's just, but that part of things is based on what you're comfortable with. All right, so now I'm looking for a gray cross to form. I'm pretty close to taking puts here. I'm seeing a lot of downside. Tesla is down a little more. VIX is increasing again. And the 8 EMA has popped below the 21. The signal lines cross through the MACD. All indications is pointing to a downside. We have big selling volume coming in here. What I don't want to do is get caught in the trap of buying puts here and this thing just continues to oscillate. So I want momentum to carry this thing down. Pop through today's lows and then pop through yesterday's lows. That's what I want to see. So volume is increasing, so it gives me the right direction. All right, what's the gray cross I'm referencing? If you look at my squeeze momentum indicator right here, see these gray crosses? That means that squeeze is released. Black crosses mean you're in a squeeze, which means the buyers and sellers are fighting it out. And then when it releases, you see here, we got the big downside, release, and upside. Manipulation. Anticipation. Real volume. Okay. Let's take a look here. All right, these contracts now are currently selling for $1.68 per. 15-minute chart. Looking bearish. Currently 2 hours till market closes. So we're right at today's lows. Yep, there's a gray cross. All right, I'm taking a put here. Just because everything is pointing in the downward direction, I think we're going to have a little more downside because we just popped it. So I'm in there at $1.79. Ow. Crap. Ant just bit me. Right when I hope that's not a bad sign. Like, just as I hit the buy button, ant bit me on the arm. Anyway. So I'm going to take a look at this here. I think we're going to see a little more downside. We finally broke today's highs, or today's lows. And I want to see if we can take out yesterday's lows. Hedge ants. Ow. So the VIX is over 19. It just shot up big time. Big time. I guess I need to post that, don't I? Here we go. I don't think I want to hold till you reply. That's funny. Currently up to 184, so we're up 5 cents on these. Nothing crazy. I'm going to have my finger pretty close to the buy button on these because I want to see confirmation. I want to see follow through. I mean, everything looks great. Everything's bearish. I got volume finally coming into the downside. We broke today's highs. Or dang it, I keep saying it. Today's lows. Love to see to take out yesterday's lows, which were almost there. Almost there. There we go. That's what I want to see, baby. And remember, I'm not going to be as aggressive with these because this is my second trade. I'm already up 30%. So I'm not looking for a huge win here. I'm just looking maybe 5, 6, 7%. I'm good. That's all I need. I see a good position. I take it. I didn't force anything. I let the charts tell me. EMAs are stacked top to bottom. 8 EMA is only descending. It's separating from the 21. We got some volume finally coming in. We got a gray cross. MACD is bearish. Everything looks good. I'm not forcing anything. The VIX is increasing now to 1920. I think we're going to see some downside. I'd love to pop yesterday's lows, though. Love it. I think... we're about to do it. What's preventing you from coming in? What do you mean? That's what she said. Market is canceled. Don't go chasing waterfalls. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to hang on to this a little bit. I just want to see what happens here. We got the gray cross here. Everything looks good. I don't see an indication that I should need to be nervous yet. So I just want to see follow through. I want to see follow through. That's all. I'm watching the VIX. The VIX retreated from 1920 to 19. SPY is negative on the week. Let's take a look. 26th. Yep. We just did go negative on the week. Switching over to the 5-minute. 1 minute. I'm not setting a stop on this. Everything looks bearish right now, so you know it's a very small position. Second trade of the day. I'm just letting. We'll see where this thing plays out. Yep. Yep. Easiest call of your life. Man, you've got a good life. You got an easy life. All right, let's see what's going on. Yeah. 169. Nice. Good, good, good. So, still got the momentum. Is still looking good. We'll switch to the 1 minute. A little bit of selling there. A little bit of selling there. Oh, look at that red candle. Look at that. It's almost like the squeeze momentum works. Holy smokes. Put stopped out. How'd they stop out? I was only down like, what, 3% at one point? Engulf me, bro. Here we go. That's what I want to see, baby. So you just got to be patient. Like, you know, don't freak out. You see a little bit. That's what people buying weakness. But the trend is still down. Look at the chart. Everything is still down. So some people make, quote unquote, the easiest money of their life. Good. Look at the chart. This thing is going down. Let's see here. Fighting it out right here at the bottom. Squeeze momentum still looks good. Currently sitting at $1.85, a couple of percent, not much. This is not going to be a killer play. You know, I'm looking for 6, 7, 8% here, if that. So if I see this thing breaks down, I'll get out. This is my second play of the day. Engulf me, bro. It's funny. little bit of buying volume coming in here. Got the 5-minute chart. For exit the first dark red, Momo is a good sign. Yeah, that's a good exit. I mean, that's a conservative exit. I have no qualms with that. I'll probably do the same thing, actually. So we got a double rejection off of, I mean, it's pretty much bouncing off this 21. I mean, I'm sorry, the 8. Chris Day. This is not a make me rich trade. This is a small trade, but yeah. You guys haven't been stopped out for puts? I mean, no. I don't think it even hit 10% loss, did it? Which either way, I mean, I said 15%, but telling you guys, just trust the chart. Trust the chart. Most of the time, you'll be fine. Selling volume picked up. This wasn't a low volume dump. It was a volume picked up. Chart said looks good. Let's do it. Tesla's down to 4.16. VIX is hovering right at the 19-point range. It's up 7.8%. Netflix green, Amazon's green, 0.4%. See what the Q is doing. Q's doing the same thing we're doing. They're mimicking our action. So Dow's red, everything's bright red. If the buyers fail to step in here, we're going to see downside, or we're going to engulf yesterday's lows. So basically what I'm thinking, if the bulls do step in here, the buyers step in here and take this back up and pop the high, I'll go ahead and exit. If they don't, I mean, we're going to see some downside and we're going to see green. So, I mean, it's whatever. So, small position, second play of the day. We want to see spiking VIX. That'll bring this baby down. So, right now we're at 19. It did spike up to 1920, I think, 1918. So, all right. You accidentally filled the call. I'm just going back through the comments here. So we're starting to form this little upward momentum here. So I'm just watching closely. I don't want to get smashed out of this. So what I want to see is these green candles fail. We have a red candle to take us down lower. Good times. So Your calls are printing. Well done. Well done. I have no problem with people being jubileic or euphoric or even arrogant about their positions, but if you're going to be arrogant about your position, then please still do so when things are going against you. At least have the confidence to be arrogant when things aren't looking so good for you. That's one of my biggest things about Twitter is that people will blast everybody, but when the position goes against them, they go quiet, they go silent. And then the second things picks back up for them, then they start talking again. All here to learn, all here to learn. So let's see here. Am I stopped out? No, not yet. I'm not setting a stop on this one. I'm going to manually exit. So right here is where I'm looking. I need I need the selling volume to overtake it right now. Otherwise, we'll have confidence upwards, which obviously I'll exit the positions here. So. So there's no indication to buy a call here. So if you're buying one, you're doing it on hoping that this thing bounces. Everything is pointing down. Nothing's rounding up. Squeeze momentum's still red. MACD is still bearish. So a little bit of selling volume coming back into play here. Would you double down when you're down over? No, never double down on losing position. Never. Stay away from the 1 minute chart. Look at the 5 minute at least. Go to the 15. Tell you where the trend is going. Where is the trend going? Everything is pointing to more downside. Everything. That's why I'm not exiting the position yet. I'm going to let this thing breathe a little bit, oscillate, and see what happens. If you are playing calls, just make sure you've got some sound judgment behind it. Doesn't mean this is the bottom? No. So the squeeze momentum is still increasing here. It's oscillating right here. Still got the gray squares or gray crosses. I just need it to release. The buying volume is dying right down. Downtrending. EMA is, or 8 EMA is starting to level off here. Cross what? Someone said cross. What does that mean? Yep. All right, we're flirting with a dark red candle here on the squeeze momentum. So if the buyer's volume doesn't get overtaken here, I'll probably take this position here shortly. And there it is. Big old red candle just took this out. I want to see if this continues on down. Squeeze momentum just picked back up here. But it's getting bought up. So you see right here, the all these red candles keep getting bought up. So there's a little tug of war going on right now. It's killing the squeeze momentum. So right now I've got my finger on the sell button. If this thing gets engulfed with a green, I'm going to sell. But I'm just kind of seeing to let this thing play out and see if the red overtakes. No, I don't hold anything. I wouldn't hold any puts over the weekend now. I think that would be a toss-up. Yep, I've been using 15%. But I don't have a stop set now because I'm just waiting. I'm letting this thing breathe a little bit. It hasn't moved. Well, let me see. Let me make sure it's not logged on the. No, we're still good. Yeah, we're up. The range is consolidating here. We're in this upward flag, so. If you bought all the dips this month instead of calling tops, could have made so much. I don't know if that's directed to me or not, but let's see. If you still like the read on the trend, what keeps you from adding to it while it's below your entry point? Is it because you still got it all or nothing plays? No, it's just because I admit that I'm not right all the time. I could be wrong. So right now I'm right at about a 10% loss. Like if I add to this and I'm still wrong, like then I'm facing an even bigger loss. So never add to a short position. You have to think about variables, so think about probabilities. If I'm right, then I'm in a big way, then I'm probably going to continue to be right. So I'm going to add to that position. But got a little selling volume coming in here. Let's see if we can overtake. A lot of big selling volume just overtook. I just want to see this continue on downward. Mine's not stopped. I can't. I don't. I know you said your video stopped. Mine's not. I just checked mine on my phone too. It's still loading. So it's still up. I'm not sure. You might want to check your internet connection. So squeeze momentum is back to being bearish. MACD is still in the downtrend. Everything still looks bearish, which is why I was holding. And now I'm just waiting for the selling volume to overtake. VIX is back on the uptrend. Am I live Monday? Nope. I won't be live Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I will be live Thursday, Friday. Thanks, Sputnik. Appreciate you being here, buddy. Chilling on the VWAP. So it bounced right off the 21 on the 5-minute chart. So watch that support if this upturns again. Or I'm sorry, resistance. big old green. Some buying volume there. So they're fighting it out right here for sure. Yeah, you can hear the train. Yeah, just there's a train like 2 miles away, and they blow that horn all the time. It drives me nuts. All right, so another test of the 21 EMA. If it pops here, I'm out. We're right at the 15% loss right now, so if I'm watching this, if it pops to 21, I'm selling it. All right, yeah, I'm out of that. That's sold. So the volume vibe just completely took over and took this thing back up. I'm going to be looking for another put entry here shortly once this thing starts to roll over. Very small position, though. I took a very large position this morning, so I'm still up. I'll have to do the calculations on it. Still up quite a bit, though. So that's why I always take very, very small positions in my second trade, just in case that crap happens. I hate giving back profits. Biggest pet peeve in the world. Look at that. Look at the big old buying volume coming in. If you were still at 10% now instead of 15, would you still be holding? No. It's just because like I see the volume coming in, and I'm not stupid. I'm not going to hold on a losing trade once the volume tells me I'm wrong. So the volume's coming in. It just took the 21 out. It's on the uptrend. Went ahead and closed the position. So for everyone that said they have calls, please post your strategy in here so we can figure out why you took calls, because there's absolutely no indication of taking calls there. So great that you were right, though. I'm glad you made some money. No, I'm still looking at puts. I'm not going to look to take calls here because everything is saying puts into the day, unless the momentum changes. I just think this is a little pop in volume here. So So that broke what, my 5 trade streak? Sucks. Terrible way to end the week too. It's all right. We'll get back at it next week. Watch, this thing's about to come all the way back down too. Oh my gosh. When on this live stream did I claim that this was going down because I think it has to go down? I just I'm not even going to respond to that. All right, so basically, I'm watching to see how this thing breaks. Unfortunately, that position was up like 6% at one point, and now I freaking sold it because the buyers overtook. But now everything is still saying that things are going down. So the 1 hour, the 15 minutes, all saying it's going down. So I'm just waiting to see basically what happens. If Power Hour steps in and takes this thing up, so be it. I'm not in any positions right now. So. See ya. Here comes all the negativity again. One bad trade. 5 good trades in a row. One bad trade, and here comes all the negativity. Here, how about this? I'll refund you your membership fee. How about that? All right, here we go. Here. Yep, it's still rejecting the indicators here. I'll take a look at the 1 hour. All right, 1 hour chart here. The 8 is trending down, so squeeze momentum is about to enter, or about to release the squeeze to the downside, it appears. Just see what this little green candle is forming is going to do. 15 minute. Same thing, it's a little bit of buying. Nah, I'm not worried about it. It's fine. It doesn't bother me at all, trust me. I've had like 8 drill instructors yelling in my face at once. This ain't going to bother me. so let's switch over here. 5-minute boom. You guys are crazy. It's exactly why, on lower confidence setups, I take smaller positions on the second time of the day. So I never claimed 100% win rate, claimed 91% win rate. Uh-oh, Luke got an air fryer. Great job, buddy. Yeah, I don't care if people have different theses than me or different strategies. That's fine. Like, I'm here to learn. But if you're going to do that, then I suggest like you do the same thing I'm doing, which is put your strategy behind it. Don't just say, I think it's going to bounce here. I think you're wrong. Okay, cool. Well, why? Show me on the chart why. I don't trade with feelings. All right. Oh, you're welcome, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Still up on the day, though, so I'm good. A lot. So basically what happened here is I took this trade based on the squeeze momentum. And all the indicators, everything was stacked in, north to south, which was great. Finally got the gray cross and the squeeze momentum. I was looking for the release. I was hoping for that release of the squeeze momentum. So I took the trade, right about here? Here, somewhere around there. And I was up 5, 6%, 7%. In hindsight, obviously I should have took my profits. But yeah, I was hoping for that extra squeeze. And then the buyers just stepped in and smashed it up. And that's where I sold the position here. So what I was looking for is the extension from the 8 and the 21. So not only did we cross, but we had the extension. I didn't want the 8 to cross through and then come on and curl back up and hit the 21. I want to see that extension, which is exactly what we got. Big volume stepping in on the sellers. I got the gray cross on the squeeze momentum. But then, of course, the buyer stepped in and took it back up. So it's whatever. But that's why I took a very small position. There are plenty of penny stocks to play if you don't like this one, I assure you. The reason why I don't get wrapped up in losses is because they're going to happen. I tell myself in advance they're going to happen. If you can accept that you're going to lose, you'll become a better trader. If you have the mindset that I'm never going to lose or never want to lose, then whatever. You won't learn anything. What I still can't get through my P-brain is why it isn't more of a sure thing to buy puts 30 days out, because it is the probability a lot higher that SP is going to swing at least 5% up from any starting position a week. Not anymore. Not anymore. When we are going, like, if you were to do that in March and we had this crazy momentum upwards, yeah, for sure. So at this point, like, when you're not considering theta into that equation, though. You're thinking, yeah, I buy a put or a call 30 days out. Sure, am I a sure thing I'm going to make money? Well, if I buy a put right now, 30 days out, let's say a 410 put for the end of May, about 4 weeks out, and this decides to chop for 2 weeks in this 416 to 419 range, that position is going to get destroyed with theta. It's outside the money, and then you're going to get destroyed. So you're not taking the decay into consideration there. If I'm predicting a big move quickly down to 410, the quicker the move, the more recent, the quicker the move, the more egregious the move, the more money you're going to make, the more profitable that's going to be. So Do I do any other options or just SPY? Right now it's just SPY. SPY. That's it. It's too easy. It makes me enough money. I'm profitable enough with it where I don't have to sit here in front of the computer and trade 1,000 different stocks. So I get to sit here, I get to watch the SPY, I get to monitor this, and it's fine with me. It's fine. I make enough money where it keeps me happy. Seems to be a little breaking down here. Let's see what's going on. Watch, this thing's about to go through the floor, and I'm going to be sitting here like, eh. Let's see. All right, so let's get back to it here. Sorry, I was just looking at a few things. 5 minute, you got this little green candle. Bought that red candle right back up. Broke out of the bottom of the channel here. Don't really pay too much mind to that. It's just more of a visual indication than it is an analytical thing. I don't think the price really cares too much about a channel. Does today being a typical options expiration day affect the closing price much? I'm sure it does. Normally, in the past few weeks, it hasn't really played too much because of the craziness, but normally it does, yeah. That's why they call it Options Friday. Well, the 15 minutes starting to look, it's still bearish, but it's still looking more, it's trending towards bullish. So just be cautious. I'm on the 1 hour, it's still looking bearish. The 8 is still trending down through the other 8 MAs to take the bottom. And the squeeze momentum is still going to the downside. So we'll see. We'll see where the sellers want to take this thing. We're approaching power hour. 5 minutes till power hour or sour hour. Selling volume finally starting to come back in here. Bounced off the 55 again. The clappening. I love it. I love it. That's a shirt idea, is the clappening. It's going to go on my merch idea list. So right now, the selling volume is picking up right here of this candle. Now I'm waiting for confirmation. I want to see yesterday's lows be engulfed. That's what I want to see. They touched it. I want to see it blast through it with a jackhammer. That's a cumulative delta volume. I like it. I'm pretending I know how to read this chart. That's funny. That makes me laugh. Holy smokes. 106 million in put volume just came into Tesla. 85 million call volume for SPY. 55 million in put volume for SPY. More downside. I mean, even the 15-minute is just dead volume, so big old buy volume just bought that right back up. Holy smokes, look at that. Volume is coming into play. The Italian pinch, there it is again. Yeah, right now volume is coming into play, so I'm taking puts off the table until I see something change. Right now the momentum is clearly taking over for the bull side. Even though they did just get a great cross in the 1 hour, but the bull, short term, the bulls are taking over. Boom. Look at that. The thing is sold right back off. Psych. Man, Amazon's down, fallen all the way down to 13 points. That thing's been on steady downfall since its big pop yesterday. It's crazy. So that thing just got sold right off. The 1 hour still looks bearish. It's the only start that's still... I mean, the 8 EMA is still downtrending. You got this, finally got a great cross on the squeeze momentum on the hour. Let's go to the 15. Yeah, so that huge sold got immediately that buy got immediately sold off. So looks like volatility is stepping in for the last hour of the day. Yeah, so the VIX is creeping back up. And just when you think you're about to start being bullish, it just reverses on you. Playing the chop. Playing the chop. Good, good. Well, anybody have any questions for me? Shoot them in the Discord, DM, the whole shebang, you know. Should put them in the YouTube live channel. And of course, you can email me at optionsmillionaire2020gmail.com. Just playing out, see what's going on the rest of the day here. Unless something changes, unless I get any big momentum, I'm not taking another position. Third position is usually stretching it. That's what usually when you get it starting to get to the category of overtrading. All right, in the 15-minute chart, 8 EMA finally start rolling off to the downside a little bit. EMAs are stacked. Volume was slightly increased volume, not much. Dark red candle. 1 hour, still looking the bearish of them all. 5-minute chart. Bears and bulls are fighting out right here. Yep. If you're stuck holding a 418.53 call, it would be smart to buy another to bring the cost down. New. All you're going to do is increase your exposure to risk. No one ever, when you ask yourself that question, you're leaving risk out of the equation. Like, what happens if this continues to go down? You're in a call. We're at the absolute top of this chain here. Like, what happens if we go down to 410? You're going to get smoked if you double down. So just I promise you, man, like, accept your loss, move on, find a better position. Instead of doubling down on a losing position, then find out a good position and instead put that money there. I have no problem people taking positions that are different than mine. There's different strokes from different folks, you know? You could take calls and puts on a day like today because it's chop up and down all day long. All I ask is that post your strategy. That's it. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. This makes me want to rip my shirt off. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Now we're breaking to the downside. Puts time. Man, look at this thing breaking down. Nice. Almost break even. Thanks. Good job. Good job. So I'd like this. I would like this to completely just take out yesterday's low. That would be fantastic. How is the process of joining the world of military aviation? I'm considering as a career path. If you're even remotely interested in aviation or even not, military aviation is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Especially with as expensive pilot training is in the civilian world. Like, just from the financial part of them paying for everything, like you don't have to pay a dime to fly the world's coolest aircrafts, or any aircraft for that matter. You just build your hours. Like, it's just incredible. Not to mention the people you get to meet, the places you get to go, the aircrafts you get to fly, the amount of hours you get to fly for free, the cool stuff you get to see and do. It's incredible. It's incredible. Ammon's about to go red. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's from this morning, by the way. That post. That's not right now. Nice play, nice play. 15 G's. Good stuff. 3,500 bucks. That'll buy something. That'll buy something. You know, trading is a great feeling, especially when you start, like, you get to the point you can start funneling the money out of your account into your bank account, like out of the E-Trade or whatever it is, Webull into your bank account. Because, you know, you could start categorizing your profits in, oh, that's a trip to Vail. That's you know, that's a new car. That's whatever it is. That's, you know, a steak dinner for my significant other. When you are completely out of debt and you've got income coming in that you're producing and you transfer that money out, what can you do with that money? What can you do with that money? Let's see, the 5 minute. We are back in the squeeze in the 5 minute. Things are looking bearish all around. For sure. Amazon's about to give it up. Next week I'll be trading for a July vacation in Hawaii. Very nice. Very nice. One of my favorite vacations every year, is a recurring year, is skiing in Vail. Skiing in Vail is where it's at. One of my lifelong goals is to have a residence in Vail. Unfortunately, in order to have a residence in Vail, in downtown Vail, you need to be a Deca millionaire or much more than that. You're talking $2-3 million for a condo in Vail right now. So, but skiing in Vail is quite phenomenal. It's something I'm looking forward to every year. We don't want to really break yesterday's lows. That seems to be a strong support. Still, 38 minutes left in trading day, though. We all know what can happen. This thing could be at 420 by 3 o'clock. It could also be at 412. We know how this thing works. VIX is increasing, though. Amazon's about to go red. Tesla's downtrending. The VIX is increasing up to 19. But then we just got a big old green candle on the 1 minute and the 5 minute chart. So we're right at the 21 EMA on the 5 minute chart. Let's see if this thing bounces off and comes down or goes up. See you, veteran. Thanks for being here. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks for all your insight. I'm still here. Just posted this morning's pre-market analysis video that never posted, so I guess now it's just for learning purposes how things work. But yeah, there you go. If you'd like to look at it, no big deal. All right, well, unfortunately, it's time for me to hit the sack, get out of here. I'm going to go pick up my daughter from school. So y'all enjoy the rest of the evening. We got 30 minutes left till the market closes. It's been a great week, a lot of great wins. Unfortunately, one loss to finish out the week. Kind of blows, but hey, what was that, 5 wins in a row? I'll take it. So off to next week. Next week is highly anticipated about what's going to happen. Earnings season is out of the way. May is here. Excuse me, May is here. You got the common phrase, sell in May and go away. I like to think of it as, let's stay and put puts in play. So either way, we're going to have some fun. We're going to make some money. We'll make some good trades together, learn together. Hopefully y'all can jump out of the nest and fly on your own as you learn more and more. So 2:30, I'm out of here. Y'all take it easy. Have a good weekend. If you have any questions, put them in the DM or put them in the Discord. Hit me up in the DM. Throw them up the YouTube live room. All applicable. We're social media platforms. And of course now TikTok, if that is your thing. If not, either way, we got plenty of other things. If you are, join. Let's take a look. I'm Options Millionaire OM. I'll see y'all next week on Monday. I'll be around through the weekend. If you have any questions, doing some media stuff, throw them at me. Y'all have a good evening. See ya.